आप याद करिए, दिल्ली में जब बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर हुआ तो कांग्रेस के नेता आतंकियों के समर्थन में रोने लगे, रोने। कांग्रेस की सरकार आतंक को नहीं, मोदी को टारगेट करने में लगी रही। परिणाम ये हुआ कि आतंकियों के हौसले बढ़ते गए। देश के हर बड़े शहर में आतंकवाद सिर चढ़कर बोलने लगा। लेकिन कांग्रेस हो या वोट बैंक के भूखे कुछ दल, ये लोग सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक पर भी सवाल उठाते हैं, हमारी सेनाओं के सामर्थ्य पर भी सवाल उठाते हैं। आज आपसे बात करते हुए मुझे 14 साल पहले हुए मुंबई हमले की तस्वीरें भी याद आ रही है। देश पर हुआ यह सबसे बड़ा आतंकी हमला था, लेकिन इस हमले के बाद कांग्रेस सरकार आतंक के आकाओं पर कार्रवाई करने के बजाय हिंदुओं पर आतंकी होने का लेबल चिपकाने की साजिश कर रही थी।
All right, these were the accusations that the Prime Minister made against the Congress party during his campaigning. And when we take a deeper look at each of these allegations, I'll try to have my colleague Manashakil join us just so that we can really break down each of the allegations he's made and examine which parts of them are the truth and which may, of course, just be polling manifesto conversation. So we'll take a look at both of them. But before we do that, it is also important to take a look at the Gujarat manifesto that was released by the BJP just a few days ago over the weekend, called the Sankalp Patra. The primary promise of that manifesto is that of a UGC. A UGC, remember, is the introduction of common laws that they are promising to bring in the Gujarat state. But it's not just the Gujarat state. They are also promising to bring these UCC laws to a number of others. So we'll tell you, because this is not just a promise that the Gujarat government has made. We've seen similar promises come in with other states too, also run by the BJP. Now, just to bring you more context on the promises, there's the Uniform Civil Code, as we just told you, the UCC. The power to implement the UCC lies with the centre. Personal laws that are passed by the Parliament and the Gujarat Assembly don't hold that same push. So I just want to bring you a little more in terms of details. But first, we have the BJP spokesperson, Shehzad Poonawala, who's with us to bring us more in terms of his comments on what the Prime Minister had to say on Sunday. Shehzad, over to you.
No, the Congress party has always put Votebank ki rajneeti above Rashtriya-Neeti, and that has been enunciated by the Prime Minister with a factual history of the Congress party. Is it not true that the Batla House encounter, which was termed as genuine by the courts of law, was questioned by Mr. Digvijay Singh? Salman Khurshid told us how Sonia Gandhi copiously cried for these terrorists, how they visited the houses of the terrorists. They did not cry for the martyr of Batla House encounter, which was Mr. Mohan Chand Sharma. And this is not the only instance. They tried to blame 26/11 on RSS and Hindus giving Pakistan Islamist terror. They blamed Pulwama on India rather than Pakistan. They tried to even blame Samjhauta on India and on Hindu terror, so-called Hindu terror, by giving a clean sheet to Islamist groups. And they have also compromised national security issues like the surgical strike. When it was done, it was called Khoon Ki Dalali, and surgical strike by Rahul Gandhi and by Sanjay Nirupam. They questioned Balakot airstrike. So this is the true charitra and face of the Congress, to play vote bank ki rajneeti over Rashtriya-Neeti, and that has been articulated by the Prime Minister. Now, if this is false, the Congress party should come out and tell us that Sonia Gandhi did not cry for the terrorists.
May I just ask Shehzad, we will try to have a Congress spokesperson join us a little while later. I just want to ask very quickly, what is the BJP hoping or expecting the Aam Aadmi Party to do? Where do they expect the Aam Aadmi Party's performance to fall, and where do they expect the Congress's performance to fall in the next few days?
You see, Aam Aadmi Party is actually just a twin of the Congress Party, and they have done exactly the same thing. Arvind Kejriwal is on record to question Batlao's encounter. Arvind Kejriwal is on record to question surgical strikes. He had become a hero in the Pakistani media when this was done. He had blamed Pulwama on India again. So whatever the Congress did in the name of Tushtikaran, to overtake the Congress in Tushtikaran and become the biggest bhaijan of Tushtikaran, Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal have done exactly the same thing. They continue to follow that trend. So therefore, both these parties, all the variants of the same virus of Tushtikaran, have been putting Rajneeti above Rashtriya-Neeti, and therefore they are all wearing the same nakab or the same mask of so-called secularism, which is actually Tushtikaran.
Okay. Shehzad, thank you for joining us. Let's go over now to our political editor, Maria Shakil, who's with us. Maria, we just heard from Shehzad, and part of Shehzad's comments were essentially an echo of what we heard earlier from the Prime Minister on Sunday. I just want to ask you, Maria, taking more of a politically analytical perspective of these developments, I want to understand from you, how can our audiences understand this? Why is the BJP leading their offensive with this terror charge instead of perhaps addressing, for example, economic issues on the ground in Gujarat?
Well, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi's strong image, a leader who takes tough calls, a leader who puts nation first, a leader who has not shied away from taking action against the neighbor Pakistan when India carried out surgical strikes in February of 2019. All these play an important role in the minds of Gujarati voters. Because if I was in Surat only day before yesterday, Toya, and I did see saris which have image of Mirage 2000 and an image of the Prime Minister. So as far as the voters of Gujarat is concerned, these images have a huge recall value, and that is the reason why Prime Minister, understanding fully well the sentiments of people on ground and reminding them of what kind of government was there when the Congress was in power at the centre, which meant it was a weak government. The Prime Minister also saying that the Congress was soft on terror, terrorists and terrorism, and when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat and he wanted to take action against those who were involved in a blast, there were calls that were made to him from the centre. He also reminded the voters of Gujarat of 26/11 when India witnessed a horrific attack in Mumbai. So I think he understands fully well the sentiments of voters of Gujarat, and that is the reason why he is reminding them first also of surgical strikes, that when surgical strikes were carried out by India, Congress and other opposition parties did ask the BJP to put out image or evidence of such an attack. So the issue of national security is close to people of Gujarat because it's a border state as well. That is the reason why we are seeing that kind of narrative take center stage in the state when the first vote will be cast on 1st of December.
Maria, could you tell us, in contrast, it seems the Aam Aadmi Party has led their campaign with Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister in Delhi, coming down and talking about textile traders, saying they'll create, for example, a symposium for the textile traders of the state and a garment hub with integrated textile parks. So we're seeing a more economic focus come through in his addresses. What is the logic behind the Aam Aadmi Party's approach versus the BJP's approach versus, the Congress, which we haven't touched on yet?
Well, Toya, in battleground Gujarat, it's a bipolar contest. Yes, there is an entrant in the Aam Aadmi Party, but I think it's more of a surround sound than you hear supporters of Aam Aadmi Party speak about. I did speak to women of Gujarat and I did ask them specifically about the freebies that have been announced, be it the 300 units of electricity by the Aam Aadmi Party. There are few takers. Gujarat has been a prosperous state. It has been a state where there is that general sense of, trying to make business. That is the reason why when it comes to issues like GST, the BJP did find itself on a sticky wicket last time around in 2017. The GST issues have been ironed out. I did speak to some, traders in the textile hub of Surat. I asked them about it. Is there a concern? There seems to be no concern related to GST anymore. And as far as other economic concerns are concerned, I'm hearing a lot of sense of entrepreneurship. The youth of Gujarat have been entrepreneurs. They have entrepreneurship and business quite literally in their blood. So that